Hi, I'm Susan Axelrod, Confidence Coach. I am a personal confidence coach and a business confidence coach. Generally, I work with women in the second half of life to help them find that passion that they feel like they've lost after 25 years of giving themselves over to other people, their family, their children, their business, church, community, all kinds of other places. After all that time, it feels like we are a little empty inside and we lose a little bit of that passion. Well, I have found so many women are interested in building a business of some sort or other. They have wisdom gleaned and gained from all their years of experience in both life and work. And I help them create what I call intuitive business. This is going in, going deep, thinking, feeling, writing, speaking, figuring out what the passion is in you that you want to share, in fact, may feel called to share. I have a group of women who I love. I call it my Women's Business Accountability Group. For my group, I have been creating infographics to help them build their business. And I decided that I would share these great tools with you through these business building workshops. Just brief workshops to help you get thinking in the right direction about your business. The greatest success hack that I have found in business is accountability. When you're in business for yourself or in a small business, there's so much that you have to do in order to grow and really be in that place of productivity and abundance that you want to be. But so often we're in areas that we're not really sure about. That happens. You can't know everything about business. So that creates some stickiness that's hard to break through. Or we're in overwhelm from doing all the things in business that we have to do in business. And then that creates some stickiness, a hard barrier or boundary to break through. Or we're at that point where we've gotten just so far, but we don't really know how to get to the next level. There's all kinds of things that happen when you're in business for yourself or in a small business that really prevent you from moving forward, at least slowly, or in my world, moving forward strongly at a stride that works for you. So the success hack that has worked for me, that I have found that I now offer other women in business, is accountability. And so I am going to share my infographic on accountability with you today for this workshop. Here we go. A brief guide to accountability. This quote is from someone from my own business group that I loved so much, and I really felt said it all, that I wanted to share it with you. Working with Susan in her accountability group has given me so much confidence about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. It's a safe place to share my experiences and worries without judgment, and has helped me to learn and grow in ways I hadn't even imagined that I could. That's a wonderful thing about accountability, that you learn from others, with others, you share and teach others. It's all this beautiful synergistic engagement. So the first thing that I want to speak with you about is your vision, staying accountable to ourselves and to our businesses. That is the vision for accountability. And boy, can I feel the energy out there already of people who know what I'm talking about. You know what you want to do, but it's just hard to do it. You either struggle, or you really can't get to it. So the vision is staying accountable to ourselves and to our businesses. And I want to ask you, what does that accountability look like to you? Does it have to do with staying on time with your tasks or your programs? Does it have to do with setting goals and deadlines for yourself? Does it have to do with learning and with sharing, as I talked about earlier, that beautiful synergy that happens when you're in accountability with other people? And is it about staying true to yourself? This is the most important thing, that if you look for a group, you want to hear words like, I love it, they get me, I learn from them, I'm allowed to speak, we're allowed to speak with each other. I have been shocked from my own group members and other coaches and people I know who tell me that other coaches don't allow them to share with each other inside their groups. I'm like, what? What is that about? The most beautiful thing that we have in my business accountability group is synergy with each other. No one of us knows everything, and all of us know something. So we work together and we share with each other and learn. So that's the vision of accountability I want you to think about for yourself. Now, let's talk for just a minute about time management. When you're in business for yourself or in a small business, there is so much to do. It's swirling all around you all the time. And so time management often is an issue. Well, I want to ask you, how important is time management for your accountability to stay to task? How important is that? Do you need a strict schedule, or do you need an open agenda? What time management structure works best for you? One thing I can tell you is that if you work in accountability with one person or a few people, a small team or a group, time management is going to be served, because you won't be allowed to procrastinate because you need to do things for other people. They're expecting it of you, and you begin to expect it of yourself to support them. So now I want to talk to you about 168 hours. I have many coaching tools that I use both in my personal confidence coaching and in my business confidence coaching. And one of my favorite is called 168 hours. This may be something that you know about. There are 168 hours in a week. So how many hours a night average do you sleep? Figure out how many hours a night average you sleep and deduct that from the 168. That's how many hours you have left in your week to do everything that you need to do for your life and your business. So if you're interested, please email me at susan@confident-life.com. That's susan@confident-life.com. And I will happily share my 168 hours coaching tool with you. All right, let's talk about goals. How do you set goals and deadlines? What are your goals? Setting goals that stretch your reach is what keeps you moving forward. But there have to be realistic little deadlines, I call that step by step, on the way to reaching the goals. So I have been a very goal-oriented person all of my life. As my former type A self, everything was in the goal structure. But I've moved from there into vision. I have a vision for my life and my business as I want it to be. I have a vision for how I show up. I have a vision for my bank accounts. I have a vision for the nature of the work that I do. And inside the vision, yes, of course, there are goals. And I do them in accountability with others. So this is a very, very important thing for you to think about for yourself. Now, I want to ask you, who keeps you accountable? If your answer is no one, then you probably do suffer from some of the things that I have spoken about today. It is so important to have support and a safe space to learn and to share. You have something to share, and you probably have something to learn. So I want to encourage you to really take this into your consideration. Are you involved in a networking group? Do you know people in your community who are involved in the same type of business that you are, or something that might be compatible? Think hard about who it might be who could act as an accountability partner for you. But the most important thing is staying true to yourself for your business. I have a podcast called Webcam Confidence for Women because I teach this confidently presenting in the most organic way on webcam, which is, of course, video. And on my last podcast episode, the woman who was our guest was telling us that she struggled with 37 takes to try to create a video that someone else told her was the way she should do it. And she did 37 takes. And so I want to let you know that I encourage you to do it the way it feels comfortable for you. It's the most important thing. It's okay to get advice, but if you get advice that you don't understand, that doesn't resonate with you, that doesn't feel right to you, leaves you with this niggling feeling, or just isn't working for you, then what I say is move on into your own intuitive space. Now, of course, there are things in business that we don't know or we don't understand. Accountability partners can help us with that as well. Even if the accountability is, let's map out a plan to learn how to do this, or to find the right person to bring in and help us do this. Staying true to yourself in business is absolutely vital to your success, because that's where the authenticity factor comes in. And that's what keeps away what we call imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is when you present in a certain way, but underneath you're nervous, you're scared, you may even be anxious, you may even be dying a little bit inside because you're really not in that most authentic, organic space. And for women in business, this is the space that we must be in. This is what we call the divine feminine in business. It's intuitive business. It's soul rising in business. It's creating a sacred space in business. And for women, it's helpful if we have others to do that with. So the last thing I want to tell you is that I have an accountability group, and I love my group. It's small, it's exclusive, and it is productive as hell. We get so much done, and we love each other. So in my group, we help each other be accountable to themselves. We ask for help about specific topics from each other. We practice new habits for our businesses. Yes, we actually practice in real time in our group. I love when we do that. We also learn new skills like, did you know accountability is actually a hard skill in business? Well, it is in my book because of how much I've learned that it helps. And finally, we learn from listening to what others are sharing. And we listen to you for what you have to share with us. If you don't find a group where there's interactivity, inter-engagement, where there's really a great synergy of people playing off each other, it may not be the right group for you. So whether you contact me personally to find out about my group, or whether you find another group online or create a group of your own, I want to really invite you to understand how accountability is a hard skill in business, and it can support your growing business. So I just want to leave you with love. I know that you don't usually hear about love in a workshop on business, but honestly, in the kind of business that I work with people, love for yourself must be infused. Love yourself a little more. Be gentle with yourself. Yes, even in business. Don't get me wrong. I can be pretty hardcore when it comes to getting shit done for my business. But along the way, it's important to love ourselves. And it's most important to love our clients and customers, as well as the other people we work with in accountability. All right, friends, that's it. This was your business building workshop on accountability. Please look for other business building workshops on my website, whatwillyourlegacybe.com. And find me on Facebook. I am the Facebook Confidence Coach. My page is called What Will Your Legacy Be? I'd love to see you there. All right, friends, take good care, and I'll see you soon.